We need to talk about your addiction. If you play online chess, I have 6 questions that demand your brutal honesty. Each answer you give corresponds to a number, and your final score will reveal the ugly truth about your relationship with the game. Specifically, how you might be sabotaging your progress and, much more importantly, your mental health. A steady zoom on all the images, and some soothing background music for what is, in my opinion, the single most important conversation a chess hobbyist needs to have. 1. Time control. The dopamine slot machine. This question targets the core of the addiction. Longer time controls, like rapid or classical, force deep calculation, and demand that you delay gratification. You must wait 5 or 10 minutes before the consequence of a move is known, and this builds genuine strategic skill. Short time controls, especially bullet, are the opposite. Because every 2 to 3 minutes, the game ends, providing an instant spike of either dopamine or cortisol if you lose. Consequently, this leads to that compulsive, gambling-like behavior of, just one more game. You all know about the rat and the red button. So, let's look at your daily habits. Question 1. How would you describe your primary time control? I primarily play slow rapid. That's 1 point. I mainly play standard rapid, or blitz with increment. That's 2 points. You get the drill. I mainly play blitz with no increment. I only play bullet, or hyper bullet. 2. Game analysis, the cognitive reset. You already know about all the benefits of analysis, towards overall chess improvement, therefore, I won't talk about that. However, when you finish a high adrenaline game, your brain is still running at max RPM. It's flooded with either the dopamine of winning, or the cortisol of losing. If you immediately jump into the next game, you bring that emotional baggage and fatigue with you. But analysis acts as a cognitive reset. Taking even 2 minutes to review the game, especially the loss, allows the prefrontal cortex, the non-emotional part of the brain, to re-engage. It forces a pause, where you ask yourself, am I anywhere near my tactical best? Do I know what I'm doing in the opening? Or, is this my signal to step away? And visit chessreps.com, the sponsor of today's video. More on them right after your answer. So, let's get honest. Question 2. After finishing a rated game, how often do you truly analyze it? 1. I analyze every game without an engine first, looking for the underlying mistakes. 2. I usually click the engine review, glance at the blunders, and move on. 3. Never. I immediately queue up the next game to recover my rating. Or, I only analyze a game if the win was beautiful, or the loss was suspicious. Yeah, 4 points. And yeah, that's me. But that's about to change. Because here's my goal. Zimbabwe's own candidates tournament is coming to my city in mid-December. And I plan to begin my journey to national champion by playing nothing but the King's Indian, like it's the only opening I know. And that's where chessreps.com comes in. They've created a gamified, fun way to drill complex openings like the King's Indian in the shortest time possible. Chessreps.com immediately points out exactly where you usually go wrong, helps you find the correct approach, and then drills it into your muscle memory with time trials, and their unique drill mode. And if you're more of a gambit player, chessreps.com might be the early Christmas gift you give yourself. Go try it out for free. Then, let me know how that Russo gambit smacks, at around 1000 rating. 3. Sportsmanship, ego defense mechanisms. This question speaks directly to your ego. In a clearly lost position, resigning is an acknowledgement of reality, a moment of vulnerability. However, refusing to resign and stalling is a subconscious attempt to deny the opponent their earned victory and protect that fragile ego. Essentially, it teaches you that avoiding uncomfortable truths, like being outplayed, is preferable to accepting them. The healthiest chess players accept the loss and move on. So question 3, be brutally honest about your conduct. When in a clearly lost position, how do you manage the end of the game? 1. I resign immediately when I know the game is lost. 2. I play until the very end, but I play quickly and honestly. 3. I sometimes log out without resigning. 4. I consciously watch my clock run down, but I start making moves when below 20 seconds to avoid getting banned by the system. Yeah, that's 4 points. 4. Trash talk. Anonymity and disinhibition. Our chats are regulated by Danny Wrench on chess.com, and God himself on Chess. So you can imagine how pleasant the in-game atmosphere must be. But I personally think the chats add a little bit of the spice our game desperately needs. Still, There is obviously a fine line between poking your opponent here and there, and letting out your foreign policy frustrations on him. My rule is, a little trash talk is fine, but if you do, be brave enough to give them a rematch afterwards. Question 4. How often do you use the chat box? 1. Occasionally, to laugh at my opponent's mouse slip or to say GG at the end. 2. Never. My opponent is not worth a single letter of the alphabet. 3. Routinely, to brag about my position, complain about opening choices, or to beg for a takeback. Or 4. I follow a player back to their inbox, and let them know exactly what kind of human being they are. Yeah, I get these once or twice a year, and they make my day. But I heard it's way worse below 1000 LO. Can someone confirm this in the comments? 5. Tilt and persistence. The sunk cost fallacy. This question addresses the sunk cost fallacy in chess, playing on tilt. You've invested hours and rating points, and you tell yourself, I cannot quit now. I have to recover what I lost. However, it's no secret that when you are tilted, your decision-making quality degrades catastrophically. The rational part of your brain is offline. The inability to stop playing, when you are tired or miserable, turns what should be a fun hobby, into a compulsive, and mentally destructive grind. So, question 5, it's time to measure your discipline. How often do you continue playing when you are clearly tired, tilted, or no longer having fun? 1. I stop playing immediately after a few losses or when I feel unfocused. 2. I sometimes play a few more games to try and recover the losses. 3. I often play for hours in a frustrated state, chasing rating points, or trying to break a losing streak. 4. I occasionally lose more than 100 rating points in a single session. I only stop to change the playlist. Because Drake and his big head are the reason I'm on such a losing streak. 6. Account creation, the clean slate lie. Our final question exposes the deepest identity crisis of the frustrated player. When you abandon an account after a rating drop, you are telling yourself that the account was the problem, not the player. You are attempting to run away from your failure, and the commitment you made to improve. But the truth is, the rating number is just a feedback metric. Therefore, constantly deleting or creating new accounts is a failure to accept responsibility for your own habits, guaranteeing that you repeat the same toxic cycle on a new profile. Question 6. How many total accounts have you created, deleted, or abandoned on a chess platform? 1. 1 account, which I still use. 2. 2 accounts, a main account, and a drunk account. 3. 3 to 5 accounts, I started afresh after making a New Year resolution, or a serious vow to improve. 4. I constantly abandon accounts due to tilt, or rating frustration. Alright, you've been brutally honest with yourself. Now, it's time to tally those points. If your score is 6, you are Marcus Aurelius himself, a true master of emotions. If your score is 24, people like you are what is wrong with this world. I'm joking. The goal here isn't to shame, but to bring awareness to the habits that are stopping us from improving, or from enjoying the royal game. So here's the challenge. Let me know your score in the comments below, and if you're bold enough, your nationality. Let's see who's the most tilted country on the internet. Thank you for watching, and my money is on India.